This loaf of bread is a freshly milled flour loaf. It has basic ingredients and it costs under $2 a loaf for an almost organic loaf of bread. Look how soft this bread is. I mean, it's so fluffy and so soft. Alright, so I'm actually going to double this recipe, so I'm going to be making 4 loaves of bread and not 2. This recipe generally makes 2 2-pound loaves. So we're going to go ahead and jump right in. We're going to tare the scale. Alright, so we're going to use a mix of hard red wheat berries and hard white. I'm almost out of hard red, so we'll just use what we have. Looks like that's about 686 grams, and we actually need a total of 1,760, so it's going to be more hard white wheat, but that's okay. 700. All right, perfect. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and bring this over here and get it going in the mill. Okay, now that that's done milling, we're going to add the rest of the ingredients here in a separate bowl. I'm going to start with my eggs just because they're farm fresh eggs. And we're going to do 4 of them. After adding the eggs, I'm just going to add a little bit of water, some avocado oil, and also some honey. Alright, so we're just going to give this a little mix to get everything incorporated, and then we're going to pour it into the flour and the liquid into the mixer. And we're just going to let it sit for a few minutes because fresh milled flour does take a little bit more time to absorb everything. Okay, let's see how it is. We just want the flour to absorb the liquid. We're not really going for developing any gluten just yet, so I'm just going to get all the dry bits kind of down in here. Let's see, I'm going to turn it on for just a second or 2 more, and then we're just going to let it sit for about 15 minutes or so. So let's put that lid back on. Okay, here we go. Alright, so while we're waiting on that to absorb all the liquids, I'm going to go ahead and measure out my salt and yeast, and we'll get that added. Okay, it looks like the bowl is getting fairly cleaned off on the side, so that's generally a pretty good sign that it's about ready. We're going to kind of window pane, and we can see light through that, so it means that our dough is probably ready to go. So the window pane, my hands aren't wet, so this is a little bit extra sticky, but so the window pane is when you can stretch it like this and you can see light through it before it tears. So it's got a pretty good window pane. It looks okay. Does tear, but you know, you kind of get the point. My hands are real sticky. A lot of times that works better when you have them wet, but I'm going to let it mix for just a minute more, and then we're going to let it rise. It's just kind of form it into a ball. It doesn't have to be a ball. It's just, you know, rise more evenly and stuff. So kind of shape it and get that surface tension on the top. So just kind of shape it and pull it towards you like you were making rolls or something like that. And it's just making the top a little bit more smooth, and that way it'll rise a little bit more together, I guess, evenly, I guess is the word I'm looking for. So I'm going to get it out. Let me just put it in there, plop it in. I'm going to get this covered, and we'll give it about an hour and we'll see where it's at. It's about halfway in the bowl right now. So Anyway, so here's our bowl. It's roast for about an hour and it's definitely doubled in size. So we're gonna take this off. Look how pretty that is. With this out, we're gonna use a bench scraper to divide it into 4 pretty equal sections. All right, we're just gonna separate them out a little bit. Okay, we're just gonna roll it up. And I'm actually gonna smush it out a little bit more and I'm gonna roll it again. Kind of pinch the edges. We're just trying to get some surface tension here. And then I actually like to smush them flat a little bit. And we're just gonna repeat that and let them rise till they kind of flatten out and rise up about an inch above the pan. Okay, so we're gonna just kind of repurpose this. Okay, Google, set a timer for about 35 minutes.
Okay, 35 minutes. Starting now.
I hope this video encouraged you. This is part of my Things I Don't Buy Anymore series where I did a video and talked about all the things that I now make instead of purchase at the store. I hope this video and the other videos that are coming soon will encourage you to try living life the old way and also replacing a few things that you would normally buy at the grocery store with a homemade, healthier, and better version.